asked to be in the film by Michael Balkans, the head of the studios at the time, and they had just finished making The Loves of Joanna Godden, which had been a great success, and they went straight from that film, where they'd first met actually, to It Always Rains on Sunday. Michael Balkan had this wonderful sense of gathering the best directors and writers and composers and artists and putting them all together, sitting around a big table and talking about their projects and sort of plotting what they do next. And I think that they felt that really watching the rushes, that it had been very successful, The Loves of Joanna Godden, and they wanted my parents to do this next particular film, which of course was directed by Robert Hamer, who was a wonderful, wonderful man. My parents admired him tremendously.
Well, thanks, Rosie.
You might try and let me know where you get to.
If I make it, I'll send you a card, signed Bill. If I don't make it, you won't need a card.
According to my mother, he was a director you could really trust, because you could work and give him everything that you came up with and thought, and he would watch and he would really understand, very sensitive to your work, and then he would push you that little bit further, and you knew that you were in good hands. And my father said not only that, but he knew the technical side of film brilliantly as well. So, you know, he was a consummate director. And it's just terribly sad that he died really very early. My mother was already quite established as a film star over here. And my father, who had been born in Australia but schooled here and went to drama school here, when war broke out, he had to go back to Australia, and he fought in New Guinea. And he came back after the war to continue his career, and found himself up against the bold, brazen Googie Withers. Those are the sort of characters that she played. She always played sort of dominant women who, would have no nonsense.
Why don't you keep your kids in order? You sit there listening to her calling me a liar and you don't say a blinking word.
Sounds to me as if we both want a dose of salts.
Good hiding, that's what she wants.
It was quite unusual for actresses of that time to play such bold and brazen parts. She was not the naughty girl, but there was a strength about the characters that she played, and they got on very well.
You look as if you need one.
Thanks.
It was in this film, just before the release, that they decided to announce their engagement. And I don't know if anybody's seen stills from It Always Rains on Sunday, but there's one when my mother is looking terrified with a man's hand clamping her mouth, and he's just behind her. And it was printed in the newspapers with the engagement, and it said, "The latest picture of the happy couple." One of the beautiful things about this film is the lighting. Douglas Slocum's lighting is so atmospheric, and I read somewhere that they used a kind of sort of strange grease substance. It can't have been grease itself, but they put it on the roads to make them look wet, and so that the reflections really were sharp. And you know the denouement in the film where they're running through the railway? That apparently is not in the book. It's a very good sequence in the film. There were no stunt men or anything like that. You know, it was for real. The trains were moving, and they were jumping between them and underneath them and running on top.
If you see him, report immediately.
It's a really good and accurate reflection of what London must have been like at that time. Sort of grimy, and it's a world of petty thieves and black marketeers, and outside in the marketplaces and the jostlings of all the people and the polyglot kind of collection of people that were there, all the different races and things. And everybody there would have gone through the war years. I mean, my parents actually were in their late 20s. My mother was still just 29. And, you know, quite honestly, they look older because they've all been through a lot.
Present for a bad girl.
I'm very lucky, aren't I, to have these films to watch and to see my parents up there when they were young or when they'd first met. I'm thrilled that this film has been restored and that, you know, it's going to look as it did before. And what a cast! All of those people, they're brilliant actors in it, who really kind of, all these little subplots in It Always Rains on Sundays, they're so exciting and funny.